Hey guys, Marstinkin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, as expected, we got an update in the news today with the teasers for everything that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days. There is the one big one that was expected that I made a video about last night that we'll get onto here in a moment, and a couple of other ones as well. So we have a new stage of Super Battle Road coming soon for Global. This will be stage 74. It's crazy to think about when Super Battle Road first came out and how long ago that was. Stage 74, which is Defenders of Justice. So, bit of a wonky category, but it should be interesting. There's some Heroes units on there, so I'm sure we'll have fun with it. We'll do the no items run, of course, the day that it comes out and get that video up on the channel. So that one should be interesting. That should be out. Now, the last couple of times they've teased a new stage of Super Battle Road, it hasn't come out in 2 days. It's come out a little bit later, because normally these teasers appear in the news and then stuff comes out in the game 48 hours later. So some of this stuff we would expect on Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't actually come out until Monday. Same with this here as well. We have the Virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash 65th Battlefield coming up soon. I mentioned this in the video last night. Battlefield is currently unavailable, so obviously it was clear this was going to get revamped. The release of this celebration upcoming when it came out on JP had a Battlefield reset as well, so that makes sense. We will be able to get the EZA for the LR, Frieza and King Cold, so interesting. I'd kind of completely forgotten that this wasn't even out on Global yet. So we will take a look at their details here in a moment. But of course, the big thing, as I said in the video last night, that we're all expecting is we have the teaser for the Dokkan event for STR Gohan and Piccolo. So there you go. The power and bond forged in a year of training, reign victorious against the master and disciple in a defensive battle. So STR Gohan and Piccolo coming to Global. So if we take a look at the unit here, they lead Bond of Master and Disciple or Saiyan Saga for 3 key and 170 to stats. Then an additional 30% for characters who belong to Earthbred fighters. So you can make a pretty decent combo of units with these guys, with a lot of Gohans on Bond of Master and Disciple, Trunkses as well. So you can make a pretty interesting team with them. They greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn and do immense damage with their super attack. Then they get 2 key, attack and defense 150, additional attack boost by up to 150%, the less HP remaining the greater the boost, so you lower your HP the more attack they get. Additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super, 40% damage reduction when HP is 70% or more as the first or second attacker in the turn. Then they give Bond of Master and Disciple or Saiyan Saga allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense. So a lot of people like them even just as a Bond of Master and Disciple support unit. They give Superclass allies key 1 and attack and defense 30% for 3 turns as the third attacker in a turn. So that's what I'm saying. Bond of Master and Disciple, Superclass, put them in slot 3. They're giving 3 key and 60% support. And this 1 key and 30% is for 3 turns. So when you float them off, that's the turn that they're on once they're locked into turn 3. And the 2 turns that they're gone, they're giving the 30% support and then they come back, which is pretty crazy. If HP is 70% or less at the start of their attacking turn, or starting from the 7th turn, they can revive with 70% recovered HP and exchange into Kid Gohan. So basically, as it says again here, 70% or less at the start of the attacking turn, or starting from the 7th turn from the start of battle, they revive. So it's a revival, but 70% or less HP. So this can be one of the easiest revives to get in the game, because in some of the harder content, you can easily take 30% damage in turn 1. Then these guys come in on turn 2, and you can get them to revive, transform into Gohan. And then Gohan is pretty interesting. Gohan massively raises attack and defense in 1 turn, which is a 100% raise, does immense damage. Key 2, attack and defense 150, additional attack and defense 100 when performing a super. If HP is 58% or more when performing a super, gets an additional 100% attack. So like 200% attack on super is pretty good. Additional key 12, attack and defense 300% when performing a super, and a guaranteed crit for 1 turn from the start of turn. So the turn you exchange into Gohan, 12 key, which I mean for a TUR, overkill, but yeah, guaranteed super, and then an extra 300%, and this is on super. So he does a ridiculously high damage boost on that 1 turn, gets a guaranteed crit. Then he gets attacks effective against all types from his next turn. He gives super class allies 2 ki, has a great chance to crit when there's a pure Saiyan enemy, evades enemies' attacks for 1 turn from the start of the turn. So again, on that turn he transforms, not only does he get a big attack buff and a crit, he gets a guaranteed dodge, and then from the next turn he appears, he gets a high chance to dodge. And this is when there's an ally whose name includes Goku on the team. So considering you have Bond of Master and Disciple and Earthbred Fighters, easy to get a couple of Gokus on there. So this unit seems very, very interesting. Definitely a good support for a Bond of Master and Disciple team. There's some interesting stuff you could do with them, but of course the big question for Global is the fact that this is coming out before the anniversary. It's also coming out, we're like going to be just over 2 weeks away from Saiyan Day, which last year God Goku released as the Saiyan Day unit and came out as the best unit in the game. So it's one of those things where it's like, is this, you know, is that going to happen again, where the Saiyan Day TUR is the best TUR in the game? If so, probably more valuable than this unit. And then, of course, the anniversary stuff as well. And then the Mecha Frieza and King Cold EZA, they go up to being a Wicked Bloodline 4 ki 130 lead. They raise attack and defense on their 12 ki, colossal damage, lower attack. Raise defense for 1 turn on the 18 ki, Mega Colossal, and raise extreme class allies attack by 35% for 2 turns. So even if you float them on the team, they can give a buff to the next rotation, which is cool. Ki +2, attack and defense 120, additional attack and defense 30% per Wicked Bloodline ally on the team, up to 90%. And it doesn't say self-excluded, so if you're running them on different kind of team builds, you only need 2 other Wicked Bloodline characters and they'll get that full buff. Then they get an additional defense 30% when attacking, Wicked Bloodline allies Ki +1, attack and 30%, and all allies Ki +1 and defense 50%, when all allies attacking in the same turn are Wicked Bloodline category allies. Ki +9 and launches an additional super when there's a Super Saiyan's enemy. So in terms of support, you want to be running a full Wicked Bloodline team so you get this full rotation. In terms of their personal stats, you only need the 2 other Wicked Bloodline allies, but clearly they are just built for being a support unit for the Wicked Bloodline team, which, I mean, at the time that this came out on JP, this was July, so this was what, around Tanabata kind of time, before the Worldwide, when the Wicked Bloodline team, I mean, Cooler was starting to age out, I guess, but the Wicked Bloodline team could still be pretty good. Since the release of the Worldwide content, and of course now the anniversary content on JP, not sure how well the Wicked Bloodline team is doing these days, but certainly an interesting EZA. I will of course get them Extreme Z Awakened and test them out over on Global once this EZA is available. So check out the video that I made last night if you haven't seen it. It goes over all of the stuff that should be in the Gohan and Piccolo celebration. It is a short one with no part 2, as I say, because it will lead us into Saiyan Day. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Are you going to be summoning for Gohan and Piccolo? Are you going to be EZAing Mecha Frieza and King Cold? Let me know all your thoughts on the upcoming celebration for Global down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.